Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of NASCAR's Lost Teams, Rudd Performance Motorsports. Rudd Performance Motorsports is a former NASCAR Cup Series race team owned by Ricky Rudd that competed from 1994 through 1999. Rudd, who was a proven winner and a successful NASCAR Cup Series driver for the past 15 seasons, driving for other owners. Well, in the early 1990s, there were several drivers who decided to become owner drivers. Rudd was one of those who made the move. Following the 1993 season, he left his ride at Hendrick Motorsports, taking sponsor Tide Detergent with him to his new venture. So Rudd purchased a couple race cars and several personnel from Lake Speed, as his race team was shutting down in the middle of the 1993 season. At the 1994 Daytona Speed Weeks, the team debuted their number 10 Tide Ford. Bill Engel served as crew chief for the team starting in 1994. Their debut race, the Daytona 500, they had a pretty solid run, starting 20th and finishing 8th. Throughout the 94 season, Rudd spent 11 weeks in the top 5 and all 31 weeks inside the top 10 in points. His best start was first at Rockingham in the fall, and his best finish was first at Loudon in the summer. Overall, they scored 1 pole, 1 win, 6 top 5s, and 15 top 10s, finishing a strong 5th and final NASCAR Cup Series point standings. The 1995 NASCAR Cup Series season was not quite as strong as the team's 94 season. Rudd obviously returned to his number 10 Tide Ford. He spent the vast majority of the season in the teens throughout the season in point standings, only spending 5 weeks inside the top 10 in points. Rudd's best start was first twice, at Sonoma in the spring and Charlotte in the fall. His best finish was first at Phoenix in the fall. Overall, scoring 2 poles, 1 win, 10 top 5s, and 16 top 10s, finishing 9th in final NASCAR Cup Series point standings. After having Bill Engel serve as Rudd Performance Motorsports crew chief from their debut, in 1996, that changed. Richard Broom took over that position. Things for the team as consistency, it did improve some over the 1995 season. In 96, 11 weeks inside the top 5, and all 31 weeks inside the top 10 in point standings. Rudd's best start was second twice, at Sonoma in the spring, and Rockingham in the fall. His best finish was first at Rockingham in the fall. Overall, scoring 1 win, 5 top 5s, and 16 top 10s, finishing 6th in final NASCAR Cup Series point standings. This was a solid season, though nobody could have known it at the time. But this season was the final time that they would ever finish inside the top 10 in points. The time of the successful owner-driver operation was coming to an end across the sport of NASCAR. In 1997, Ricky Rudd made another change at his number 10 team's crew chief position, putting Jim Long atop the pit box starting in 1997. Now, 97 started out rather solid for the team, as they were in the top 10 in points for the first 20 weeks of the season, though 7 DNFs in the second half of the season really hurt them in the point standings. Rudd's best start was 5th at both Martinsville races, and his best finish was first twice, at Dover in the spring and Indianapolis in the summer, winning the 1997 Brickyard 400. Overall, scoring 2 wins, 6 top 5s, and 11 top 10s, finishing 17th in final NASCAR Cup Series point standings. Things really began to fall apart for this team starting in 1998. Jim Long began the season as the number 10 Tide team's crew chief, though Bill Engel would return to the crew chief position starting at race 6 in Bristol. This is one of Ricky Rudd's worst seasons he would have throughout his career. This team spent the entire season no higher than 20th in points. Rudd's best start was second, and his best finish was first, both coming at Martinsville in the fall. This win kept his consecutive winning streak alive at 16 straight seasons, though Rudd was in bad physical shape following the Martinsville victory. It was a near-record hot day, not to mention his cooling system gave out at the start of the 500-lap event. Overall, Rudd scored 1 win, 1 top 5, and 5 top 10s, finishing 22nd in final NASCAR Cup Series point standings. That following season in 1999, Ricky Rudd's owner-driver experiment had essentially run its course, as the sponsor Tide announced that at season's end, they were moving to the number 32 team. 99 was a very disappointing season for Rudd, even going through 3 different crew chief changes throughout the season. Engel for the first 4 races, Don Stillman for 6 races, then Rudd settled on Michael McSwain for the remainder of the season. A crew chief that he would find success with a few seasons later with another team. The team was way off the pace, never getting higher than 30th in points throughout the entire season. Also, this was the first season in 16 straight years that Rudd went without a victory. Rudd's best start was first at Rockingham in the spring, and his best finish was third twice at Bristol and Talladega in the fall. Overall, they scored 1 pole, 0 wins, 3 top 5s, and 5 top 10s, finishing a distant and disappointing 31st in final NASCAR Cup Series point standings. At the conclusion of the 1999 season, Ricky Rudd shut down Rudd Performance Motorsports, auctioning off all the team's assets on December 1st, 1999. So, in 6 seasons and 192 NASCAR Cup Series starts, they scored 4 poles, 6 wins, 31 top 5s, and 68 top 10s, with the best points finish of 5th in 1994. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.